Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to go talk about the ongoing issue we've kind of covered up a lot on the channel itself these past few days in regards to the liquid metal situation on your console and why some people are actually just saying, who cares? I'm just going to go keep my PlayStation 5 vertically no matter what, despite the risk. And I'm going to talk about you guys the potential on if you guys do that, why it may not necessarily be the world's worst case, but as well, why you should also still be maybe a little bit careful depending on what you guys want to do. Now, when it comes to life, a lot of things always come down to the one very important thing, your risk tolerance and how much you either care or don't care when it comes to your technology. Now, I'm going to go and be honest with you guys, myself, when it comes to this big drama, I have had my console on the vertical side since I got it. I think it looks nicer, it fits my setup. As you guys know, I kind of have an open-ended setup over here, but as well as not everyone has the chance to even do the horizontal side. But it does keep on seeming like this is an actual ongoing issue as we've covered on the channel before, and it does seem like technically the horizontal version is the better way to go do it. But now some people are kind of taking a stance against it and basically saying, why do I care? It's such a small amount, minute issue, and we're gonna go talk about that because, well, at the end of the day, I'm not your boss, I'm not your mom, and you guys can do whatever you guys want to go and do. So we're gonna go talk about this and let me know your comments and thoughts down below. Do you guys think it's overblown? Do you think we shouldn't care? Do you guys think that Sony at some point may just go and take care of it regardless? Let me know in the comment section down below. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on for all the future videos, Twitter and Twitch stream down below in case you guys want to follow and hang out there, and of course the Target Amazon links too. And let's dive into the video. So if you guys, for some reason, don't know and have been living under the rock, there's essentially two major big issues right now coming out from a lot of repair shops and companies and even people who have had their individual consoles affected. As I made some of these videos that kind of went pretty good in the YouTube algorithm because it was just kind of obviously a big pressing topic, a lot of folks actually reached out and stated that they went to local repair shops. They had a similar issue. We've had other repair shops besides the initial ones that made these all go viral also go and double confirm that this has been an ongoing long-term issue, and as well even escalated to the fact of that even some consoles who were never turned on ever also had these same issues, as in like out of the box, if they were kind of stored improperly or through really hot and cold conditions, which would be affecting the liquid metal, this was actually a somewhat odd, like pretty widespread issue. It was kind of rough. As you guys can kind of see from pictures over here, these are in regards to the PlayStation actual motherboards, where you guys can see the liquid metal itself actually seeping on through, being destroyed, and going from there. And as we've kind of, we'll highlight the paint, you know, it's always bad whenever a YouTuber pulls out the paint. Kind of can go and see in terms of a upstanding PlayStation 5, that would mean that the metal itself, just due from gravity, would end up actually falling on down and leaking to the other parts of the console, while if you kind of stuck it on the horizontal side, the actual liquid itself would stay inside its contained foam packaging, which is why it'd actually be somewhat safer. So even if there was a rare instance of the liquid metal leaking out, it would at least be contained. Think a good example of maybe like a pool, where usually the water will go and stay inside this either way, and even if it splashes a little bit, you would still have this outside foam protecting it. Sorry for really bad for these pictures, but hopefully you guys enjoyed my PlayStation photos. But now some folks are saying, who cares? Like, I've somehow gone through this for 2-3 years now with my console. Why I don't care at the end of the day. I'm going to kind of chime in my thoughts on this one because I've been talking about this a decent bit. And as well for me, like I said, I had my console vertical for at least like 2 years now since I got it. And just from all of these issues and these small things, I'm switching my console to horizontal, especially because I'm outside of warranty. I'm also a Gen 1 PlayStation 5 because I got mine day one. I'm not going to take any risk, but some people don't mind, some people don't care, and some people just want to go live life on the dangerous side, such as over here, this article from Tech Radar from Cara Phillips, and they're going to say, why I'm still going to stand my PS5 vertically despite the alleged risk with PlayStation problems. So, to reiterate, I myself, I'm putting mine on Horizon. I don't mind. I'm just being careful. My console's getting old at this point, and if there's like a PS5 Pro or Slim, I don't mind upgrading if it breaks, but I'd rather go and save the $550 if I can. So you may have seen reports warning you of placing your PS5 vertically, even from me, saying that you could damage your console, even breaking it permanently. But there is a good reason to doubt these claims, and I, for one, won't be changing how I use my console. We've seen reports that the PS5 can run into trouble after standing up for extended periods. For example, Logic, who reported on a lot of the stuff, who runs a repair shop in France, says that these few cases while repairing consoles or a potential seal breakage between the cooler and the APU resulted in liquid metal leaking through the casing, as we showed you guys before in our pictures, and really bad painting stuff, ruining the console. They're not the only ones who've seen this report too, as well as some other folks such as Coda, who is also a repair shop as well, mentioned when he opened up PlayStation 5 Digital Editions, saying the console wouldn't go and boot, and also discover metal spills from their APU, which we kind of showed you guys in these initial pictures and on our highlights on our YouTube channels, showcasing up on how bad it can be for your console. This can fully break a console, and the big struggles there. So something to say is that this is not basically user-made damage. Most of the times, if it leaks, it's more of a Sony issue, but it could be in regards to, let's say, you're always constantly moving your consoles up and down, or like for some odd reason shipping, it was just stored improperly. Maybe you're in the back of a FedEx truck or Amazon truck when you're getting in the first place, and maybe it was bumping too much, and maybe you kind of broke some stuff out here. And all this type of stuff is leading towards the fact of, it's just so many different combination of issues. Now, their take is saying, hey, it's not a widespread issue. It's very, very minimal and blah, blah, blah. I'm on the opposite take. Like, I'm a very conservative person, if you guys can maybe tell from my videos. Like, sometimes I'll over-explain stuff just because you don't want someone being missed on out. And that's a big thing to note, is that you don't know how your console was shipped. You don't know what may have happened to your console in general. You don't always know the internal heats and what may actually be moving the liquids up and down. And at the end of the day, you don't necessarily know what, like maybe bad bump or maybe some random electrical outage or anything in between could potentially go and ruin your console. And especially if people keep on moving them up and down, up and down, up and down, it does obviously go and have a chance for disconnects or things coming broken apart. Or as you kind of use the console, it does get hot. And as you guys know, certain things like metals can expand and also shrink depending on the actual temperature themselves. So they're trying to go push in the mindset on this article, which I probably should just finish this so you guys kind of know what I'm talking about before this ramble happens. But their main idea is saying, there's always potential for your console to be broken. There's always potential for something to be changed. There's always something that could put your console at risk. And even then, they kind of say that there's been so many millions of consoles, with this not being the most widespread thing, not like a huge, huge event, that they can kind of chill and relax and they can keep their consoles on their vertical side. Now, once again, I'm not a cop. I'm not your mom. I can't decide what you want to do with your consoles. At the end of the day, I had my console up for 2 years vertically, and I said that in my prior videos. It's okay if you guys want to risk it. Well, I want to risk it because it's $500. You want to what? I'm going to put mine on horizontal because that's what I'm hearing is the best way to do it. And as I've kind of explained on the pictures before too as well, because of all the foam protection as of right here on their consoles, it would potentially theoretically make it harder for that liquid to seep out. If it's flat on a surface, it's not going to move. It's going to get soaked up or evaporated or moved into the actual foam protector. And while that may ruin the foam, it's not going to ruin the console. But as we've seen many, many times, if it's standing vertically and just due to gravity, if it's an ongoing longer term issue, it will keep on seeping out and out and out, and this will then ruin your entire PlayStation console. So it's not even one of those things of like, it can break tomorrow. It's more of like, it could potentially break if you're unlucky in the next 6 months, 2 years, 3 years. So in my mind, I'm just trying to think of preventative measures to go take care of my like somewhat expensive technology. Costs $500. It's not the most amount of money. If I needed to buy another one, I would. But I'll be honest with you guys, if I had a random $550 bill that I had to go pay tomorrow, I'm not going to be happy about it. And at the same time, too, if there's games I wanted to play that came out around that same time, or it's my day-to-day console, and I could have easily just prevented it by putting it horizontal until we got an official statement from Sony, just seeing how widespread this issue is, I think that seems like an okay trade-off, though, as well. And they're going to go and say, too, they said, even if these PlayStation 5 consoles did break from being stood vertically, I'm not going to start laying my console horizontally. Reports of this fault are so rare that it doesn't appear to be a problem that's widespread. But the issue is that we have been seeing more and more and more people chiming into it. I don't want to be a fearmonger. It's not like the biggest issue where your consoles 100% can be affected by it. There's a chance you keep your console vertical for the next 5 years and you have zero issues. I'll own up to that and I'll say that, and I don't want to dissuade people like to panic or have to worry. But for me, this is like just one of the easiest things of just literally getting your console and just doing this gently. So it takes maybe around 5 seconds of work, maybe 30 if you have to rearrange cables, or maybe it's in your media center, maybe 5 minutes if you got to go behind like your TV and stuff like that. For me, it takes 2 seconds. It's on top of my desk. It's not a hard situation at all to go and be in. I don't know. Like, so, I mean, for me, I don't mind literally spending a minute to go and protect my console longer term, because it does seem like all the information coming out that this is an actual issue. How widespread and how rare it is, we still don't really know, because it's more of an ongoing initial statement for all this stuff. But if it's one of those things where it's like, why not? So if you guys want to keep it vertical, like I said, I'm not like the cop. You do whatever you guys want to go and do. And my console for over 2 years, and I said that in my prior videos, has still been fine. It's still been okay. But it's one of those things where if you want to be a little extra careful and you want to make sure you're going to be fine or don't have to run these issues, it might be the best way to go and see. So as I mentioned, we have been seeing more and more and more reports from repair shops and people running into these issues. And as well, we don't always fully know if these companies will fix it. They go and say that, hey, in terms of risk of reputational damage, Microsoft ended up giving a blanket free return and repair policy. I think that's good, and I think if this was a bigger, wider spread issue with PlayStation, I think they would probably do the same thing. Although their failure rates were at 3 to 5%, we don't necessarily know on how low the failure rates are, and it probably is underneath 1% as of now, but you never know on how bad it could be long term. So letting you guys know, if you guys want to be extra careful, go horizontal. If you guys want to just say whatever, you have your stuff vertical, I can't stop you. It's not, I mean, I had mine for multiple years with no big issues. Just also be careful too, because we don't know the full extent of why this is an issue or how it could be better or worse. So if you guys want to give your thoughts and comments down below, feel free to. And as well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, make sure you guys follow the Twitter and Twitch room down below. Target and Amazon links too as well. Just want to say I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place. And thank you guys all so much for watching.